The analog horror genre has always been a thing that was mainly found on YouTube. This is about to change, however, with the channel we're covering today. You Hit Metal 17 Times started out as what seemed to be a channel that was just spamming a single meme over and over again. This was until about a month into the channel's existence where a sudden change hinted towards this series being way deeper than anyone expected. This led us to a series that ranges from simulations to deceit to government cover-ups. This series has it all, with some of the most surprising plot twists found in horror. If this sounds interesting to you, then please join me in taking this series apart. Starting with the first video. It opens with Michael Lee hitting a metal rod with a hammer and a commentator congratulating him for hitting it 17 times. The commentator reveals to Michael Lee that he won a picture of a car by doing this. But since the property has been stolen, Michael Lee is put under arrest. He responds with a line you'll hear all throughout the series. Have a look.
Kelly, you successfully hit metal 17 times, so you are now proud owner of this photograph of motorcar. I am happy. But property is theft, so you are now under arrest. Well, no.
The second video doesn't make an appearance until we're already 37 days into the series. Everything seems to be the same until Michael Lee tells the commentator that he is not happy with his prize. He feels like his hard work deserves 2 pictures instead of the typical 1 picture he gets. The response of the commentator reveals the series to be way deeper than we originally thought it to be. He tells Michael Lee that he can't break the time loop. There is a way to escape. But Michael Lee has yet to find it. The commentator also reveals the older version of Michael Lee to be in the studio.
Michele, you successfully hit metal 17 times, so you are now proud owner of this photograph of motorcar. I am not happy. I'm sorry? I am not happy with it. You don't want the photograph? No, I've hit metal 17 times every day. I want 2 pictures of motorcar. Michele, you cannot just break your time loop. There is a way to escape, but you are yet to find it. And neither is your older self. Well, no.
The videos seem to be picking up the pace, as it's only been 4 days since the previous episode. In this episode, we can hear the commentator tell Michael Lee that he has failed in his task of hitting the metal rod 17 times. The commentator sends him home empty-handed, and it seems like Michael Lee has escaped the time loop. This, however, is revealed to not be true as the commentator welcomes the next contestant. This contestant, of course, being Michael Lee. The commentator acts as if he is surprised to see him again and tells him that it seems like he is still trapped.
Kelly, you only hit metal 16 times, so I am sorry, but you'll go home empty-handed. Oh, what a shame. Michele, everyone. I can just go. Yes, you just go through that, and you will. Yeah. So, let's see who our next contestant is on the show. Ah, Michele, back so soon. I guess you are still trapped. Well, no.
The fourth video seems to be a repeat of the third one. That is until a buzzer interrupts the commentator while he is scolding Michael Lee for only hitting the metal rod 16 times. Michael Lee asks if this sound means he is allowed to leave. The commentator ignores his question and starts explaining that the buzzer means it's time for a bonus round. Michael Lee begs for his freedom and to see his family again. The commentator, however, brushes this off and directs him towards the bonus round, where he has to name the shapes appearing on screen. Michael Lee does this until a picture of a laboratory interrupts the bonus rounds and the system crashes. The commentator tries to distract Michael Lee by telling him it's nothing while walking him towards the other side of the stage. Try to pay attention to the photo of the laboratory. Did you catch it? It seems to be a person laying on a table in a messy building. There are tubes or wires connected to the head of this person. And they're completely covered in sheets. Something to definitely keep in mind as we get into the fifth video.
Kelly, you only hit metal 16 times, so I am sorry, but that sound can only mean one thing. I get to leave? No, it is time for the bonus round. Please, I want to see my Kelly, can you name each of these objects? Fair enough. Square. Long square. Gambling cube. Welly. Silly factory. What is that? What is going on? There's not supposed to be there. Michele, please come with me over here. Slight problem. I don't know.
Episode 5 opens with Michael Lee hitting the metal rod again. He manages to hit it 18 times, and as the commentator starts to explain what this means for him, Michael Lee interrupts him by telling him he doesn't care what it means. He doesn't want the picture and he won't say fair enough. He just wants to leave. The commentator belittles him by calling him cute for thinking it makes a difference. He then continues explaining the consequences of hitting the metal 18 times. The consequences being a phone call. The commentator picks up the phone to a voice yelling at him to wake Michael Lee up. This freaks Michael Lee out and he demands to know why he is being kept here. He tells the commentator to reveal his endgame. But this triggers the system to crash. The last frame reveals the code of the simulation that's keeping Michael Lee trapped. The system thought Michael Lee gave a verbal command to end the game when he said endgame. The system tries to end the game, but this setting seems to be disabled. The failsafe lets us know that the functionality to end the game has been permanently disabled and is instead programmed to load the previous time loop. But that's not all. Did you catch this picture of Michael Lee? It appears for a single frame when he is talking to the commentator. It seems to be an older version of Michael Lee that's hooked up to some kind of life support with wires implanted in his brain. Does this mean the picture we saw in the 5th video is of Michael Lee? Who knows?
Michele, you successfully hit metal 18 times, so I don't care. I just want to leave. I won't accept property, and I won't say fair enough. Shit. Oh, Michele, it's so cute how you think that makes a difference. As you hit the metal 18 times, you get a special prize. Don't go. I wonder who it is.
What do you mean you can't? Wake him up! Wake him up now!
Who is it? Why are you keeping me here? What is your end game?
The 6th video is an absolute lore bomb. From the first frame we can already extract a lot of information. This tape appears to be restored by a person named Jenny. It's a police report on the death of Samantha Penford. The tape starts with a news anchor telling us about a fire in the tech facility of Vale Industries. The fire supposedly left 3 workers injured and their CEO Michael Lee in a comatose. Okay, now pause for a second. Michael Lee? That sounds a lot like Michael Lee, doesn't it? But why would they keep their own CEO trapped in a simulation? Sorry, that caught my attention. Let's move on. The news report continues by letting us know the fire has been contained before emergency services arrived. We also get to look at a top-down view of the Vale facility. A jump cut reveals that Michael Lee faced multiple lawsuits for abusing employees, gambling company funds, and performing illegal experiments. Michael Lee has a partner named Gia Fields who isn't convinced that the fire actually happened. Especially since there has never been one before and Michael Lee being the only one who ends up comatose.
Michele?
A fire in the tech facility of Vale Industries, leaving 3 injured and CEO Michael Lee in a comatose state.
Contained before emergency services arrived. It was controversial, facing multiple lawsuits for abuse of employees and reported illegal testing of experimental tools.
Lee's partner, Gia Fields, isn't so sure. There's never been a fire before, and he's the only one who ends up in a coma. There's just something wrong about the way this has been investigated.
Episode 7 takes us back into the simulation with the host complimenting Michael for how well he is hitting the metal rod. He tells him he won a special entertainment prize. The prize being a man who is reading out random numbers, but Michael tells the host that he doesn't like his prize. The host insists on trying it as it really picks up after 14 hours. The simulation is paused by an external administrator just as Michael wants to protest his prize. Michael awakens in a confused and panicked state while the admin tells him it was all just a dream. She then asks him for the passcode for Vault 3, to which Michael answers with 69398 while still being in his confused state. She puts him back to sleep before he can even think of anything else, and the game is resumed. The commentator asks Michael if he is okay. But he has already figured out the truth.
McKinley, as you hit metal so nicely today, you win special entertainment prize. Is the prize dead? Even better, man reading out random numbers. 83279. I don't like it. Give it a chance, McKinley. It really picks up around hour 14. I just...
Oh, where am I? Where was a game show?
Just picture. Listen, can I get the passcode for Vault 3?
Oh, 69398.
Thank you.
Oh.
Back to sleep.
No, wait.
Oh, hello? Hey, McKinley, are you okay? This is not real life.
Episode 8 is a little different from the rest. It's a tape from Vale Industries where they thank the receiver for taking part in the trial of a product. This tape finally reveals the name of the simulation that Michael is stuck in. The Mirage game. It seems like this product was genuinely designed to be nothing more than a video game, as the text on screen shows us all the simulations we can render. We then get another frame that informs us about some hidden information. The image is slightly cut off, but we can still tell that something called the Aru has been made unavailable due to multiple failed tests. We also see that individuals with terminal health conditions will be given priority for something called the ARVU tests. The tape continues with an explanation of how the system works. The central node is inserted into the occipital lobes via the clamp where it will nest and mature. That sounded very complicated. They're saying that the device will be inserted into the part of the brain that's responsible for whatever it is you're seeing. They continue to explain how the procedure works and its side effects. But mixed in between that are singular frames of gruesome surgeries taking place. I won't show them here, so if you're really curious, I recommend checking out the creator's own channel linked in the description. The tape closes with a credits screen where two names stand out. The first one obviously being Michael Lee. But the second one is the name of the creator of the system. Sam Penford. As in Samantha Penford. The same Samantha that was explained to have passed away in the police report in episode 6. The plot thickens. Episode 9 is another episode from back inside the simulation. We can see that Michael isn't motivated to hit the metal rod anymore, as he only hit it 8 times this round. He also immediately cuts off the host whenever he tries to speak to tell him that he woke up from the simulation. The host tries to convince him it was just a bad dream. We then see Jia trying to contact Michael through the game screen. But the host is quick to distract him before he sees it. The host starts singing for Michael and tells him that they're kind of in the same situation, which confuses Michael. Michael then starts to sing along about how he would like to leave while Jia is trying to contact him through the screen. She also reveals that Sam is the one keeping him in there and tells Michael to stay strong while she looks for a way to get him out of there.
McKinley, you successfully hit metal. I don't care. I woke up, there was an outside world, and I am not McKinley. I am someone else. It was just a bad dream. Oh, McKinley, why don't we have some fun over here? Hit it, Vigor. What, McKinley?
Sadly, this part has been claimed by copyright. If you want to hear the song, you would have to check out the creator's channel linked down below. We'll be skipping this part for now. Episode 10 is a continuation of the case report of the death of Samantha Penford. We can see someone drive to Block 3 to investigate the disappearance of Michael Lee. We can assume this to be Gia Fields because she was never convinced of any real fire happening. She wanders throughout the facility after arriving, eventually flirting with an intern in order to get more information out of him. He eventually caves and reveals some kind of failsafe keeping the hardware safe in case of an emergency. Once they arrived at the intern's house, Jiao waited for him to fall asleep before hopping on his computer to do some investigating. She finds a classified file about the Mirage engine. This is where we learn about the Aura tests. The tests from episode 8 which got cancelled for failing too often. We can also see that this tape takes place on November 9th in the year 1991. The last screen shows us Jiao learning about a temporary admin insertion, where she temporarily makes herself an admin to insert herself into the simulations.
McGailey?
This is it. This is Block 3, where the fire was. Don't know about you, but I can't see any fucking evidence of any fucking fire. Did they have to make it this creepy? So you work at Vale?
I'm an intern, so...
Wow. I kind of have a thing for nerdy guys.
Really? Oh, I'm kind of not going to talk about Mirage stuff.
Well, I won't understand any of it, so...
Yeah, that's true.
No, but what do you
Like
mean?
the game has a failsafe so that the hardware doesn't get damaged if that happens.
That's so interesting.
Are you real?
Why don't you take me back to yours?
Well, I can just ask her, so... Mommy, do you have any condoms?
Oh my god, hey, come on. Come on. Wait.
We already reached the final episode as of writing this script. Episode 11 opens back inside the simulation. Michael and the host start the episode by singing a song together. They seem to be bonding, and just as the host is about to reveal some personal information, Jia uses the information she learned about the temporary admin insertion to insert herself into Michael's simulation and tells him she knows how to get him out. The host tries to remove her, but the computer reveals that she outranks him as an admin. She tells Michael that he can get out by doing something called an overstim. He can pause the game by overstimulating himself with something like physical exertion or bright lights. She tells him to be quick as Samantha will have been notified. The episode ends on a cliffhanger with Michael confidently saying that he knows what to do. These were all the tapes as of writing this script. I'm sure you have lots of theories of your own. But there is one thing that seems to be a very prominent figure in this series. This being pi. The number.
McGailey, you have such a nice voice. Thank you, I enjoy to sing. Maybe we can do a harmony. Fair enough. You can't say fairer than fair enough. McGailey, I'm starting to enjoy our time together. Maybe I should tell you something about myself.
Michael, it's Gia. I know that name might not mean much to you in here.
How did you get in here? Gia, I remember that name.
I don't have much time, but there is a way for you to get out.
Silence. Remove admin. How do I get out?
It's called overstim.
Mute admin.
You need to overstimulate yourself. The game will pause.
How do I do it?
Physical exertion, loud noises, bright lights, bright colors, high temperature. But you won't have long. Samantha will have been notified.
Oh, what a silly joke.
I know what to do.
Pi theory. Our first hint of pi being relevant comes from episode 7. The host tells us that Michael will enjoy the random number reading after listening to it for 14 hours. He then wakes up to a woman asking him for the code to vault number 3. These numbers together make 3.14. The first 3 digits of pi. But that's not all. The numbers that the man from the entertainment prize is reading aren't random at all. These are the numbers following 3.14 in pi. But there is even more. We can see that 69399 is in the pi sequence. Sound familiar? It's one number off from the code that Michael gave the woman to open Vault 3. What if he intentionally gave the wrong number so she has to wake him up again? He is the creator of the Mirage game, so his confused and panicking state might not have been enough to stop him from quickly figuring out what is going on. but only time will tell. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and don't forget to show the creator some love. I have them linked in the description, and don't forget to like and subscribe.